Boom, boom. Here we go. Yep. Okay, good. We're live. This is session number 13 for Shredders. And I hope you guys have kind of gone through some of my stuff and have enjoyed it. We're going to still be working with the modes and with pentatonic now, since we've moved into both of those areas quite a bit. And we're going to kind of keep working with songs and how to kind of and figure it out, how to figure out what you're doing, what you're going to do in the solo. And that's half the battle, really, is finding out what chord you're in or what key you're in and then going from there. And of course, I'm not talking about jazz. We're talking more like just traditional metal kind of playing. Some of the metal today is pretty intense and pretty all over the place. And but on the whole, most of it, so you can still find what key you're in and kind of work on playing. So what we're going to do is kind of, I've made up I didn't make up a song. I actually took a Dance Gavin Dance kind of rhythm off of Battle Mountain 2. So I give it the props that it deserves. And we'll just kind of let it play, just the rhythm, and then you can hear it, and then we'll try to figure it out. Okay, cause you guys get the flavor for it. It kind of goes into this little. And so you have to first figure out when you hear the song of kind of like what, okay, where am I at? Do I solo here? Since I'm playing that chord, or do I solo here? Or do I solo here? Or do I solo here? Because those chords are all being utilized, right? Now you might not know major or minor, which you should, but you might not know that. You just might have like picked up the guitar and learned some chords and been like, oh, this is how the song goes. You might have just went like, hey, that's cool, you know, da 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 da. And you might know your scale patterns, but you don't know the names of them or anything like that, so you have to figure it out. Well, first find the root, right? Find the root. What is the key? What is the key signature that it's in? What is the note, the main root, man, of this song? And I want to show you, though, that you can play a scale in any of those chords, which is really cool, and it's really good to know that. You might be like, really? You can do that? Yeah, you can do that. And that's the cool thing. So it now, like, for instance, this thing can be playing. Let me see if I can play this thing. Let me get it over here. So let me go back a little bit, just start this thing. So it starts here. But what if I just played, like, say you know the major scale, right? You know that scale. What we know in a mode is our Ionian scale. And what if we started there? We just went, oh, that's the first note I'm playing. So maybe that's the solo needs to be in that. I'm going to play a major on that. So doesn't sound too right, and you might say, hey, well, maybe I'll play a minor. So you might play the Aeolian mode, which is the minor, traditional kind of minor that we play. minor scale, and you might go, well, that doesn't sound right either. So what you do is just have your friend or just record it and just play it. You know, just play this tune. I'll turn it down. And I'm just going to play. None of that really sounds too well, does it? Turn down that delay. Nothing really sounds really good. So you know right off the bat when you're working on this, you're going, okay, I just try to play a traditional major and a traditional minor over that first chord that I'm playing, and it didn't work. So then you go, okay, what do I do? You know, okay, well, you can go to the other chords that are in this progression, right? You have this chord, you have E major, you have the C sharp minor, you have the B major. So you have this kind of major 9 going, this major, the E major, then you have a C sharp minor, then you have this B major. Now you might not know your notes very well, and you might be going, what do I do? You know, well, try to find where maybe play through the rhythm a little bit. This one stops here. If you listen to the song, it stops there. And you go, whoa, that's cool. Maybe that's my root. Maybe that's what I'm trying to find. See, you can look around and you can go, oh, maybe that's my root. And then you know what you would do is you would go, oh, let me play, that's an E. Let me play my minor or major over that and see if that works. And then you'd have to, you know, play your song. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. Does it? So check that out. You went to the second. What we did is we played this progression. Okay, and then what we did is we tried to play major or minor over the first, which was this on this A, right? That being the root, and that didn't work. So we went to the next chord, which was the E major, and what we did is we played we just started with the major. Just the Ionian. Remember, the Ionian pattern can look like this too, or Locrian. But we're really in the Ionian, kind of just playing that major, the straight major that you can go on Google and just look up major chord, or not major chord, major scale, right? And you're going to come up with that. So you just play it, and then you go, wow, that sounds pretty good. So you play this. Yeah, kick back it. Cool. So it doesn't sound that bad. So we kind of go, hey, cool, that's working. So look at all you have to do now is if you got one scale that's working over a chord, right? Then you know that you're close. You know you're close. You kind of go, okay, cool. I'm playing this. And you go, man, okay. So I figured out that that's this E. If I start, on the E, and I play just the straight major, it sounds perfect. Everything lines up. All the notes are in the right key, obviously. It sounds good. So if your buddy's jamming that rhythm, or you're recording it, and you just play over and over that scale. Just play that one scale over and over. And it's sounding right, then you know you're in the right framework, right? You might not be in the root of the key. You might not, but that's okay. The root of the song might be in a certain key. This one happens to be in C sharp minor. But this little rhythm that they got going on through the verse or whatever is going. So, and then there you go. And then but then it comes back to this. So it just kind of hovers on this C sharp minor, which kind of tells us that maybe the song's in C sharp minor. So let me play a C sharp minor scale, the traditional Aeolian minor, okay, which is, if you look up minor scale, it's going to probably pick this one out. This is the natural minor. There's our C sharp minor. See that? So those are our octaves. So we can always just try things out by going to the octave. And you kind of get to know your neck a little bit that way too. So, okay, so now we'll play the song, and now let's play in C sharp minor and see how that works. Sounds pretty good. Okay, so we know that sounds good too. Now, you could have done this another way as well. You could, if you know your modes, and you know there's 7 modes, and you find one of the modes that works, because you're playing again your chords, and you go, okay, I'm familiar with this chord. It's E major, so I'm going to play my E major. And well, if you're playing an E major, which is the Ionian mode, Locrian is here, and you know that Aeolian is right there. So then if you know Aeolian's there, then you know Mixolydian's there, and Lydian's there, and Phrygian is there, and Dorian is there, and you know that your E is right there, right? So your A. So that would be your Ionian, back to Ionian, right? So, okay. So this is kind of cool because now we got our modes working. We go, okay, gosh, I figured it out I was in that Ionian mode over here on the E major, and then I went all the way down to my Aeolian, the C sharp minor. So I know if I'm in C sharp minor, I know that my D sharp is going to be the Locrian. I know that my E is going to be the Ionian, right? I know that F sharp is going to be my what? My Dorian. And then I know that my G sharp is going to be my Phrygian. And then I know that A is going to be my Lydian. And then I know my Mixolydian is going to be up here on B. And then I know that my C sharp minor is going to be right there at C sharp minor. So, okay, cool. So now we got that song and we got how to play it, like where we go. And again, what you do is you take your pentatonics. If you know you're in C sharp minor here, you just look at all your pentatonics. Go online, look at your pentatonics and go, oh, which is my minor pentatonic? And try them. There's a couple of them that you'll see and you'll go, hey, which ones? Nope, that doesn't sound right. That won't sound right. But if you do the fifth position pentatonic, you'll see that sounds right. So on the Ionian, another pentatonic is there. It's the first position. So what you want to do is you want to map all this out. You know, go to your second position. On pentatonics, just go to you started here on the C sharp. The next one was here on the next note. The next one would be the next note that you ended on. Start there. Start there. Start there. Start there. Start there. That's how it works, right? And you can go that way the same way. So if you're on is E and you're doing your pentatonic, your major pentatonic, what would it be? Oh, you don't have enough room. That's why. And the next one would be here. I'm so used to playing them on 3 per note that it looks kind of weird doing it the other way. But hopefully you're getting the idea now that you take your pentatonic, your 5 pentatonic positions, you take your 7 modal positions. And again, if you know where your modal positions are, then you're going to know where your pentatonics are. Because all you have to do is go off the major and the main minor. So the main major being Ionian, the main minor being Aeolian. If you look at those modes and you try those over the chords of your song, then you're going to go, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, that works. You know, and try them on the chords and see which one sounds right. Okay. And then you'll, by which one's right, then you'll know where to play the pentatonic. How? Because you started this song was in C sharp minor. Well, just look at your positions of your pentatonic again and look at, hey, which one's minor? Which one has that half step or that whole step, half step beginning? That beginning. See how that is? Not a whole step, but a whole step, half step. And there's only 2, and so I just tried 2. That one's doesn't sound right, but this one does. So you go, man, okay, my pentatonic's there, and then you just go, huh. And then you go, you can look at your positions and go, if I started on this one, this 5th position, that means 4th position's going to be right there. 3rd position. And I'm just looking at the charts. And you just go through the positions. And you only, remember in pentatonic, you're only going to have 5 positions. Why? Because there's only 5 notes to the pentatonic scale. So you're only going to have 5 positions. So that's how you kind of master that, okay? So you got the song. Right? So you got the song that's rolling. And you're like, man, okay, I'm getting this. So I kind of ran out of space there, right? So maybe I go down this other way with the modes. You can see how this goes, right? You go that way. Maybe I wanna play the pentatonic too over this. So I got this little rhythm going. So you can go in and out of your modes to the pentatonic. So you're playing the mode. You're going into the pentatonic. So you can see how that works, where you're going in and out of that mode, right? So you're going in the pentatonic and into the mode. So you can see how that goes. And just as you go into the mode, the next mode's up. When you go back, you can do that with your pentatonics too. So you can go in and out of those, and it's kind of cool. And you work on a little bit of your finger, maybe your fingering. Maybe you, instead of doing your pentatonic like that, maybe you want to maybe just work on those patterns of 3 per string. Maybe you want a string skip. And what's cool is you can go in and out of the mode and the pentatonic. So you can start pentatonic, or you can start with mode. That was pentatonic. Back to the mode. back to the pentatonic. So you can go in and out, and that's how you do it with any of the modes, right? So in the Ionian, the straight major. There's the pentatonic. So you can solo. And when you solo, you want to kind of try to work on your phrasing. So you can kind of work on, you know, the bits that you want to play. It might be just a little motive that you want to work with. All right. You know, you can work on any little pattern that you see within the mode. You know, however, whatever's, you know, coming to your ear. Or it might be something where you're just messing around. And you go like, and you go, oh, I like that. And you want to kind of develop that little phrase, you know, however you want. But you just want to stay within the modes, stay within the framework of the pentatonic, and you'll be fine. And so even when you're finger picking, say you're in this C sharp minor. It's like you might be going, well, why did you pick there? Well, I know that the modes, if I look at what I'm in, this Aeolian mode, if I go to Locrian, and I go to Ionian, I know that when I go into this Dorian, all these notes here, I'm playing in Dorian. They're all being touched. Those are all being touched when I'm playing the Dorian mode in C sharp minor. So I know that when I'm that it's going to work. So check this out, the Dorian mode. These are always being touched. That whole line is being touched. So I know that when I'm playing, let me try something. What did I say? This one. Right? Was that it? Yeah. This one right here. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I know that when I'm playing in the C sharp minor, the Dorian, I'm hitting all these notes. So I can see it with my eye that this is where it's at. So even if I'm playing Lydian, right? In the C sharp minor, I'm playing the Lydian mode, right? That's starting over in this A. So I know that's working. So the reason how I know where I'm gonna put my fingers on the picking, or how I maybe what I want to do with the picking of the tapping of your fingers, to use two fingers to do a finger tap, is you got to know the modes so you know which fingers are gonna which tap is gonna work. It has to be within a mode. And just because it's in the mode, it doesn't mean it's going to sound totally cool. You might need to move it every now and then, but long as that note is in the mode, then it's probably going to sound pretty cool or close to it. So that's kind of what you want to work on. So hopefully that's helping out and helping you understand a little bit too of where the tapping comes in, how the tapping comes in. So we're not just tapping random notes. We have these modes. So all these notes that we're playing can be potential taps, right? Where am I at? So all these notes that I'm playing, they can all be potential taps when you're playing another one of the modes here. So you can see how when you play the right one, you could tell because it sounds right. If you don't, it doesn't sound good. So, but hopefully that helps you understand the theory behind the tapping with the right hand. And there's people that are great at it. You listen to bands like Chon or Covet or things of that nature, and Icarus the Owl I remember going to see, and that guy was doing a lot of tapping. And but you watch those bands and you go, wow, how are they figuring out where to tap? Again, if you know the modes and you know where you're at in the song, you know where you're at. Oh, you go, oh yeah, okay, cool. I'm in C sharp minor, and I know where I can play. So, and let's just take it all the way back to the beginning of this whole demonstration. This number 12 shredder session is that when you look at your chordal structure. Now check this out. There's the first one. Lydian and Mixolydians right there. Right? Ionian? Aeolian. And then we got this right here, which is the Mixolydian. So it starts on the Lydian. Ionian. Aeolian. Mixolydian. So you see that every chord that they're playing in the song, you can rip Mixolydian or Lydian there, and then it goes right into this. You can play right into Ionian, and then you can go right into the Aeolian, which is the C sharp minor. That's the root. and then you can go down 1 to the Mixolydian. So isn't that cool how that works? So now you're seeing like, whoa, with every chord, there's modes for each one of those chords. Whoa, isn't that cool? I mean, it's awesome. So now when the song's playing, you know, and they're now, a lot of these bands don't have solos anymore because they're just not as cool as we were back in the 80s where we really knew how to rip. Nowadays, they don't know how to rip. No, I'm just joking. Just messing with you. No, they do a great job at ripping. But a lot of them don't have replaced solos, if you will, with just little breakdowns. You know, it's like almost like drum solos, if you will. The drums are breaking down. They cut time. They double time. They go into triplet patterns, and it's very sectioned music. It's very cool, very fun. Do different time signatures per sections, and so it really has made music even, I think, evolve into some other cool really things and different things you can do. And thank you, jazz and guys like Alan Holdsworth back in the day that really pushed things in different directions and made people go, whoa, that's kind of crazy. And now you have Chon, Polyphia, Covet, you know, God, so many bands that I've seen. It's like, blah. But very fun, right? But put on like a Tides of Man album and just go listen to some of their songs and just listen to them and go, hey, I'm going to find out what songs, kind of what key they're in, and just start trying to find the bass notes like you were a bass player. Try to find it and then try to find what chords. Are they major? Are they minor? You know, that kind of thing. And then you can find your modes. Then you can find your pentatonic. And then, you know, and then all the while you should be practicing your technique. You should be practicing your speed picking, you know. You know, different things. So, you know, those are things that are a given, right? That are a part of your just getting your fingers warmed up and going and things of that nature. So hopefully you get kind of that understanding now that all the chords that people are playing, there's usually a mode that just rolls right over it. And so if you know the way the flow of the song is, then you know, okay, this is where my modes can go. So this is how my solos can go. So I'm in here. Then I go into right into the. So it's kind of cool. You can go. So let's see if we can play this, and I can try to work something out here with these modes. So this here's the song. So you get an idea of what I'm doing is just kind of floating around those four modes and just kind of playing with them a little bit. But you know, just in a short, half an hour session, you know, which I haven't really practiced it with the song, but you know, you can just kind of go, oh, I know the modes and I know it's going to sound okay, you know. So, you know, just work on your phrasing, on how you want to kind of go, how do you want to play it? What are you hearing in your head? Little sentences here, little motives there. Maybe you want to bend. Maybe you want to bend a little. You know, those bending patterns? You know, there's all kinds of little things that you can do with that. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just want to just rip on one string. You know? Stuff like that. You can do things like that too. Just rip on one string, right? Eddie Van Halen was awesome at that. So anyway, hope you guys got a lot out of that. And again, keep working on your modes, working on your pentatonic, and then find the chords that are being played, and then try to find the modes that go on top of them. Okay, and that'll give you a lot of options when you're soloing. Okay, bye bye.